Okay. Hello everyone. Hello, hello. Herkese merhabalar. Hoş geldiniz. We have English, obviously the main language here, and we have Turkish translation and we have Lithuanian translation, which is amazing. So excited. I will be just setting the translation in a bit. We will be talking about true abundance. Birazdan çeviriyi ayarlıyor olacağım. Çok heyecanlıyız. Litvanya dili var bu akşam. İngilizce zaten konuşuluyor biliyorsunuz ki ve Türkçe çeviriyor olacağım her zaman olduğu gibi. Çok mutluyum sizi gördüğüm için. Şimdi çeviriyi ayarlayacağım. Biliyorsunuz her zaman olduğu gibi ekranın altındaki bir dünya ikonundan Türkçeyi seçebilirsiniz. Zaten ekip burada size yardımcı olurlar. Herhangi bir şeye ihtiyacınız olursa Merve yardımcı olacaktır. Okay mi? Okay, you will be able to select from the world icon the Lithuanian language if you need. So enjoy. That will be an amazing webinar. And let's welcome Josh and Raena.
Oh my gosh, pretty big. Hold on one second. All right. Thank you and welcome. That was so sweet. Amazing. Thank you. Hopefully you have now an interpretation. Are you in? Good. Oh, I don't you just love all the new parts? I just love how it goes up and then you can make them really big. And those are the best ever. Parts are so amazing. But before we begin anything, maybe scan all of you. Okay, perfect. Let's walk up to the creator ball it is. Everybody close your eyes, take a deep breath in and gather all the energy from the bottoms of your feet. Go through your space and see yourself in a beautiful ball of light. It can be any color, but take it up to the sky and the universe. A series of white lights, dark lights, and golden light. All the way up through that jelly-like substance and into that tingly white light. Unconditional love fills every cell of your body. Take a deep breath in and open your eyes. Okay.
Talk about true abundance.
Yes, true abundance. This is such a great one.
I agree. I agree. Abundance has so many definitions. I think we're very abundant energies.
Oh, I agree, especially when we're in alignment with ourselves. I think that's the number one key.
I think we're so abundant that part of our journey is figuring out how abundant we're creating.
Well, I mean, we can create definitely so abundantly in things that may not necessarily be what we want, but and not being in manifestations. But we're talking about abundance in a way that is necessarily the things that we're manifesting for, not necessarily the things that we're not manifesting for.
Well, that's the thing is true abundance is sort of knowing how powerful you are and the amount of energy that you're exchanging.
Yes.
And then once you know the amount of energy you're exchanging, understanding what you're doing with it and why you're kind of creating and connecting, and we're given the opportunity to make changes. We make changes every day.
Every day. I mean, that's the best part about belief work. We get to have choices in those moments of emotions that should come up or things that we do and patterns that say, hey, these things may not be aligned with exactly what my manifestations are and the way that I want to move forward and gaining my true abundance, then maybe I should change some of these things. That's the best part about it.
Yeah, and it's we had a conversation and have had a conversation about abundance in particular and picking up on the signals of the universe and then feeling like that path towards abundance isn't really abundant. Right?
Yes.
So like you meet the person at the store, you manifest a new client, let's say, and you go and you meet them and you see it, someone at the store and your intuition and the cells and the connection of your manifestation all come together and you have this, I'm supposed to go talk to that person.
But then you get too scared because what if they don't like you? All of your childhood memories of triggers will come up because you felt like you were bullied, you were shunned, and all of a sudden you talk yourself out of it. You overthink it and you go, I'm not doing this. I can't. I'm good.
Or even if you do, you show up with that energy of fear and frustration
Yeah.
instead of the energy that you want to exchange to create with, right? When you manifest it with the vibration of joy, you manifest with love, you manifest with
all these possibilities of hope and excitement and the things that could come into your life because you're ready for it. You know it's just right there, especially when you're manifesting. But if you have the energy of this fear, these lower vibrations, the things that are really kind of holding us back from what we true potential of what we are, then it becomes a problem.
Yeah, hold on just a second.
Can't really hear us very good. Let us turn it up.
How about now?
Is that better?
1 second.
Let's make sure it works.
Should be a much better.
Oh, oh, good. Okay. We apologize for having to hear us so faintly. Huh, okay.
Happy to train your ears
To have
for
to hear.
attendance, right?
Hey.
We're working really hard, paying attention.
Oh man. Okay. So,
I think it's a great example. It's exactly what we were talking about, right?
hey, we're manifesting to hear exactly what abundance is and true abundance, and we really, really want to have it in our life. And so we're intently hearing it, but then it doesn't come into this microphone the way we intended it to. And that's exactly the perfect example for what it could be and the way that things happen in life.
Well,
That's the thing. Things flow in a way that, can be just that way.
well, see, I think that when you're in a moment like that, the first thing that I would think, that I always think, is what's wrong with my computer? That's the first thought that I have. I never think something's wrong with the stream. I think, what's wrong with my computer,
Oh,
right?
absolutely. Or there might be something wrong with, my microphone, like I didn't turn it on or, whatever.
If I check 14 settings, I would personally check. I'd be like, all right, the volume, let me check this thing, let me check that thing. And I would go through this entire checklist of things that I'm responsible for before asking, wait a minute, is this a problem for everybody or is it a problem for me? And it's the same thing with manifesting, right? We show up to that moment and we're in that feeling and we go through this checklist. Is it supposed to be this way?
Supposed to be. Remember, there's that word, supposed to be. According to who?
Is it something that's going on with me? How's it being interacted with them? And we put all these pressures into the moment. And what ends up happening is in our whole lives, we're going through moments after the moments of there's a 15-second window that you're actually creating in. Okay. They now know, science has now proven that what you see is a 15-second experience. It's not an immediate thing. It's a combination of what you hear and what you feel, and your brain puts it all together. And it's a 15-second window of information,
And it,
forward and
and
backward.
it's responding or reacting, whichever comes up, because reaction can be kind of that lower vibration, not really understanding what's going to happen, and then you do, and then yes. But responding is kind of taking that moment and understanding how to respond in a way that is both advantageous for the moment and a high vibration.
So, and you can see true abundance is something that we try to teach everyone, teachers and coaches and business people and athletes, the banker, that we're trying to teach him how to have true abundance and connection to his staff, how to feel the moment and be in the moment while knowing the past and the future and see it all come together, right?
Which means alignment, not only with you, but in the moment with what could happen, just like our voices being able to not be heard quite as easily with the microphone, like kind of going through every motion, knowing that it's perfectly perfect and imperfect with where it's at exactly.
Yeah. So when you're in those moments and you make those decisions, then when you figure out what happened, do you go back and try to make yourself feel like, oh, okay, here's what happened. Now I can let that feeling go. And then I can let that feeling go. Because then you're not really manifesting and connecting in a unison of past, present, future, and they're harmonizing. You're getting stuck in
One.
one.
Yep, just one. And now it's taking over, and now it's spiraling, and now it's going into this place where it no longer is harmony. And that's the key, harmony and alignment and embodying the past, present, future together, understanding how to work with people, the elements, everything that goes together so that it can allow you to be really truly in alignment for that freedom of what you're looking for.
So we have, I mean, we have a lot of experiences. We have books and books and things of experiences. And there are many friends that come up to us and say, you guys have lived lifetimes upon lifetimes upon lifetimes, right? Because there's so many things that happen. The more you interact, that could be just one lifetime's worth of experience. And the reason that that occurs is because we embrace the experience, we take a look at the experience, and instead of looking around and going, I don't know how to move past this, or I don't know how to create with this, we take a look at it and go, what is here? What combination of things that we brought to the moment, what combination of things that we're manifesting works together, and how do we kind of see your manifestations and my manifestations, even right now, combining,
Yeah,
right?
and come together in a way that's advantageous for the whole, not just one, not the other, but together.
So when we just now connected and we're following that information, in that moment, you see, here's what transpires. And some of these things that transpire are from other molecules and forces that are moving through our world. And some are from us as individuals. But even an interaction with one person is billions of combinations of communications every second that they're bringing to the moment, right? So there's a lot, and there's plenty of opportunity to complicate it.
Absolutely. And that's where also recognizing as you become an attunement, is what we call it, with yourself and allowing the flow of everything to come together from billions of times of places, that it allows you to recognize the patterns, the virtues you have, the things that you're working on, and all of the belief systems that you have that are trying to align together and where they are and aren't working so that you can, I mean, you'll have those synchronicities that really come in that show you the things that are working with you. There, these patterns that we have on our own subconscious that may be holding us back from really gaining that abundance that we're asking for. It shouldn't be hard. It shouldn't be something that you're constantly forcing with no rest. It shouldn't be something that you're trying to push into make it happen. All of those things have a balance and a harmony that work together in a flow that feels natural, not forced.
So when we talk about sort of true abundance, everybody has their own definition, and there's I like information and I love to see perspective, and then I like to see where the perspective is driven. It's a pastime of mine, right? And so there's this thing, if you haven't noticed, that's running through social media like crazy is the 10 signs or the 7 signs. And they're both good and bad, right? 10 signs of success, 10 signs of somebody that loves you, 8 signs that the person is not right mentally. All these different definitions of signs, movements, and motions, and it all exists on the premise that there's only kind of one person, one way of success,
Right.
one path that does it for everybody. And while we're meant to inspire each other with ways that we learn things, and we're meant to connect and help each other grow, there's not one way. When you look at your abundance list, true abundance, look at your abundance list. I guarantee that there's part of your abundance list, even right now, that isn't you. It's a,
Because it comes from somewhere else. It could be your parents, something that you thought that you needed to have from your ancestors, because at some point you heard that this is what you wanted because, well, that's what equals success.
and, we have people all the time that we work with, and they'll come up and they'll be like, "Hey, I'm frustrated at this, and I have to do this," and the feeling of have to, that vibration of being forced to do something where it's not you, immediately makes abundance very hard.
And almost impossible. I know we don't really believe necessarily impossible, but near, so that it makes it so that it doesn't really come into fruition the way that you're asking for it to come into. And then that fear comes up and that scarcity comes up. And then you're running into a pattern of the constant scare of, well, why is it not working? What's happening? And then it's spiraling out of control. And we know that when we have fear, all we're attracting is more fear or scarcity. All we're attracting is more reasons to have those things that are lower vibrations in our life, not actually moving past them to gain that higher vibration understanding of flow and rhythm.
So once you start to understand who you are, you start to make choices. You know why you're making those choices for yourself, and you can connect to the people around you and have
Mhm.
those conversations about who you are, right?
And be confident in those choices. That's a really big one. Be confident.
Yeah.
Know that those things and believe that they will come into play. Knowing it.
Having an infrastructure of an entire country is complicated, and it's not something that I really want to get into. I don't want to solve the infrastructure of how to take care of people and make sure that there's balance of this, or to make sure that the borders have this, or that the water system has. I don't want to do those things. It is not my life's passion to figure out how to solve that for all of humanity. What I
That's
would
so
rather
nice.
choose to do is pay whatever percentage to people who want to try to figure that out that they would like. So then instead of feeling like I have to, I'm making a choice. I'm choosing, I would rather choose this and support them to go on their journey and not worry about trying to solve all the things that they're trying to take care of that they need for us to have a community and certain infrastructure. And are they going to mess up? Probably. And I choose to have an opinion about what happens when they mess up. All those are choices. All those aren't feeling of forces, which makes the energy of your abundance different. Because when you use force and you use fear, the vibration lowers, it doesn't travel as far,
But
which
if
means
you
you
use,
need more to
I'm
create.
sorry,
Go ahead.
but if you use a high vibration like generosity or gratitude, those things alone can allow you to have more abundance in your life because you're not only grateful for what you have and recognizing it, and you're allowing this openness for opportunities to come into your life and allowing the universe to recognize that you have room for more prosperity, more room for things to come in without having to feel like you're holding on so tightly to what you already have. You can let it go. You can give. I'm grateful for this. I'm grateful for that. Recognizing what you already have so that more room, and you could say, can come in from the universe. I can't see what that says.
It's
Too small writing.
it's too far away. Down to the bottom I go.
And allowing that abundance to have some sort of circulation without feeling like there's just going to be a collapse after you have it. We have a lot of clients that will come in and say, I've received it, I've had it, I know what it feels like, but once I get it, I push it out, I have to get rid of it so fast, and then I don't know what to do. I just collapse at that moment and go, okay, I gave it away. Not necessarily is that generosity. There's a difference between being generous and being generous. Knowing how much to give, when to give, and how to give is totally a difference of generosity. And that you don't have to do it from a place of have to, must, or feeling like that's the only way that you can receive. Would you guys like that down low, that you know how to, and that it's possible to be able to be generous and know the difference between being generous and having to give money just so that you can receive back? Is that okay?
No,
No?
no, yeah, I said yeah. I was going to say the
Do
question.
you have some more?
No, the question
Oh, question?
was about like being themselves. Sometimes people don't like them.
Ah,
And that's kind of the beauty of choice, right? I'm going to be, there are moments in time where people who are very close to me don't necessarily like me in that moment because I'm being myself, and that doesn't line up with their feeling in a moment or their perspective. And there are some people whose cells just don't mesh, right?
that's okay. That means that you're being authentically you. Not everybody's going to mesh with you. That's okay. That's a thing.
When I was figuring out the journey and I was running away from divine timing and then coming back and running away from divine timing, right? I went overseas and, well, I had joined the military. I joined the military to pay bills. I didn't join the military because I believed in a whole bunch of different things. It was the solution to abundance to solve a problem,
Mm.
right? I got
Hmm.
some education. I got to learn lots of different things, and I got to learn about a perspective. When I show up in this place overseas, there's a whole bunch of people there who don't like me at all. In fact, they're even trying to harm me. And there's people around me trying to harm them. They have this huge escalating conflict between each other. And the whole conflict, none of those people knew who I was really. None of them really did. And in our life, no one's really ever going to know you fully but you. Your partner can see and support different qualities, but the only person who's ever going to know that you entirely is yourself. So in this situation, Those people that you meet, there's that energy, there's that vibration, there's that anger. It had nothing to do with me.
And probably the people that don't like you, either they really wish they could be just like you and you have some aspects that trigger them, or just like Josh said.
They've been taught a certain way, certain tones. They have their own genetic memory. They have their own things that have come up. And when those things transpire, it's not an action against you. It's not nothing to do with you personally. It's everything to do with what they're feeling inside of
Yes.
themselves. So we had years later, this person comes up in class and they start asking questions about theta healing, and they start asking questions about business in the United States. And in the United States, there's lawsuits up the wazoo. Okay. The president of the United States right now, he's got like 80 lawsuits as president. He had some before he was a reelected president. He's got some now. People sue people in the United States. Like if you look at someone funny and you hurt their feelings, you can go down to the courthouse and say, I'm going to sue you. And they do.
It's just a thing.
It's part of the culture.
It
It's
is.
because the way our system is set up, right? So there's also this understanding that when you're good at business, you have to have a legal team. The better you are at business, the more your legal team. Because like Starbucks, for instance, they get like 3 lawsuits a day. Most of them get thrown out because there's no evidence and there's no different things that go on, but they get sued all the time. So we're in Brazil, and this person comes up and starts asking questions about business and says, what's going on in theta healing? And I read that one time there was the lawsuit, and I give the explanation like, look, in the United States, this is the way things go. And to make it worse, once something is done, it's not really done. Okay. You can have a whole bunch of, like, for instance, McDonald's once lost a $200 million lawsuit because they gave someone hot coffee.
Now we all know it's hot, but they sued him because it was hot
Yeah.
and it burnt their tongue.
Burnt their tongue. And when they went to court, they get surrounded by a whole bunch of people, and those people awarded them $200 million. Now, it went to the next level and the next level, and ultimately, it was like, guys, coffee's hot. Okay, we know coffee's hot. When you order hot coffee, you get hot coffee. You don't get $200 million for ordering hot coffee. That's not the way the world should work. It took 6 years for that to transpire because of the way the system is set up. So we explain this to the person. We say, hey, here's what's going on. This is how things really work. And then the person asks another question that is designed to escalate the moment and be very kind of like, what did you do wrong? Right. So in that moment, there's nothing we can do to convince them to like us. There's nothing we can do to convince them to say, look, your information is being misinterpreted through your lens. You connect and you see, how is this moment abundant? How is this moment part of our whole path? My path, their path. And that wasn't, oh, I have to defend myself, or, oh, I have to make them like me. It was fine. You can go ahead and have that opinion. And we flat out said, there's nothing we can say to you right now that is going to alter what you're ready to do. You're ready to battle. You're trying to gain a reputation by battling. So we're not going to engage. If it works for you, have fun. We're not going to get caught up in that battle. You don't have to like us. It's okay. It turned out to be a very abundant moment,
It did.
because not only in that moment did they open up and start to see maybe some perspectives, when they started to speak, other people heard and could feel what was being said and could feel the love and understanding behind it. And we never had to defend any of the social media anything, because those people already said, no, that's not what happened. Here's what's happened.
But what did happen was there was harmony. There was an internal understanding with that connection with Creator of what needed to be the best for the greater whole to have abundance in the moment, so that everything worked out in a way that was in alignment, not only with ourselves, but for the person standing in front of us. And that's what we're talking about when there's true abundance It's alignment, alignment with everything that's going on within the universe and yourself, knowing you confidently moving forward.
Yeah, so let's ask you guys a question as we start to wrap things up and we'll give some downloads. A quick question for your abundance list. When you look at your abundance list, if there's some things on it you've been manifesting for a long time, ask yourself what you're missing. Because the minute you feel like you're going to manifest something, the universe is also very balanced in terms of you're picking up on a signal that it's possible to create it.
Of course.
Okay, it's very possible to create it. And the number of people who come in and sit down and say, "This is what I'm manifesting," that we end up telling and asking questions to help guide them to what they're not seeing about this manifestation in their life is enormous. I've been manifesting this for a long time. I've been manifesting my soulmate. This is another true story. I've been manifesting my soulmate. I feel like they're close. I've been manifesting them for 2 years. What's going on? Um, you see your soulmate every day. No, I don't see my soulmate every day. Yes, you see your soulmate every day. It's been around every moment. It's been connected. I don't see my soulmate any day. I don't even talk to anybody. Nobody's come up to me to ask anything. The only person I talk to is the waiter at the coffee shop. Are you
Hmm.
attracted to the waiter at the coffee shop? Yes. Have you talked to the waiter at the coffee shop to see if there might be a relationship? Well, no. Why not? Well, because they're the waiter at the coffee shop and my soulmate is probably not just pouring me coffee. Why not? Did you specifically say you didn't want your soulmate to not be pouring you coffee when you met them? Was that part of your manifestation? No. Why don't you try asking them a question? 2 weeks later, I found my soulmate. You were right. They're at the coffee shop. We didn't do anything. They are the ones who said, "This is the person I'm attracted to." They are the ones who were there in the signal and had attracted it. They just didn't see it.
And sometimes that happens that we aren't able to recognize the things that are going on within our manifestations. And that's okay. Sometimes we need other various perspectives outside of our own to be able to see it.
And to us, we go so far as to listen to the words that other intuitives around us are saying too, right?
Of
If they're
course.
saying something, and even if it sounds like it's something that's difficult, we don't go up and go, "This is difficult. This sounds hard. I don't want to do it." We go up and say, "What does this mean?"
And how can it best work in this moment and all the moments for us both?
So when mom calls up and says, "You guys, I need this in 2 weeks," and we have 3 months worth of work to do in 2 weeks, we don't go,
Oh no, we
"Oh
can't.
man,
That's
there's no
that's
way."
no.
We go, "What does it mean? What is the action and how is it going to be asked? What doors are going to open for that to happen in 2 weeks?"
And doors absolutely open all the time, and things happen. I love
How about, how about, hello.
that. Miracles happen every single day, and things open when you're in alignment.
Yeah, so if somebody comes up and says, "This is what's going to transpire," you should ask why. Why is that going to transpire? The majority of our information that comes out continually shows the ability of human thought and how it is done, right? You look at these studies and 99% of whatever, it sounds like a huge number, but 99% is just one out of every 100. So your chances of winning the lottery are what? There's a number to it. You are one in never going to happen again, ever. You are the lottery. You're the odds of you being you exactly the way you are with your experience can never be duplicated
It's true.
because you get to make choices and you make changes. You are totally perfect, specially you for the purpose of being here to be you. You are the universal lottery of your moments, every one of them unique and true to yourself. And when you start to see that and you start to kind of know
I confidently own it.
the perspective of how special you really are, you start to see the gift that you are and the gift that the other person next to you is to come into your path,
Hmm.
and the gift that the molecules that are around you are to interact with you, and vice versa. Okay, you're trading all the time. You're trading energy for other energy to help other things.
Whether that's high vibration or low vibration.
It's a choice.
And when you start to embrace that, you start to move forward. So, can we teach you what it feels like to move forward in true abundance, to know yourself, to see the opportunities around you without being overwhelmed, and knowing the path forward with unconditional love?
And that you can recognize that you are truly uniquely amazing. You can see your worth, your value, and know that you can manifest anything that your heart desires. If you like that, say yes, nod your head, put your thumb up, whatever it is. Perfect.
And now one more,
Oh,
that
no.
you can move forward into these moments without being afraid of the unknown,
Ooh,
knowing
good
that
one.
you are worthy and acceptable of love and abundance in all the ways that higher vibration connections can offer.
Great. Can we send you a little bit of unconditional love today? Some of you could really use that right now. That way you know exactly where and how to be used. Awesome. Okay, that was great.
I thought it was fun.
Thank you so much,
Oh,
everybody, for
hard
being here. I
thumbs
love
up.
these cards. I need thumbs up. They just kind of raise up. They're so cool. And on the screen, look at those. Ah, it's the new best feature ever, truly.
I like the
I
explosion.
know.
Boom. There it is.
I know. If we could send them all back to you, we would. We would push that little button, and I just love them. Anyway, thank you so much for the interpreters for being here. We very much appreciate you finding all the words and the energy to do this. It's been so lovely. And we will, of course, see you guys again next month, whenever that is.
Whenever somebody tells us to be here, we will be here.
It will be so much fun. Enjoy connecting with each of your special hearts. We hope you have an amazing evening and great dreams. Bye, everyone. Çok teşekkürler. Good evening. Thank you very much. See you soon. Bye bye.
Teşekkür